This episode is brought to you by Buy My Stuff on eBay. Yes, you too can buy my stuff from eBay. Simply search for the seller, Tin Dog Podcast, and you can own some rare and collectible items. From the same people who brought you Buy My Books on Amazon. Check the show notes for a direct link.
Scanning for audio.
Hello and welcome to a Tin Dog Podcast. It's been a while since the end of the TV series of Doctor Who, and I've been having a few days off. But no, I haven't. I've been listening to some Big Finish and playing catch-up. But I'll review Hooklight and the new SSS release and all of those other things in the fullness of time. Do not worry. Because TV Doctor Who is apparently sort of over. There was an announcement the last couple of days that there's going to be a kids' CBeebies style Doctor Who story. Now they're looking for an animation partner, and all of the people that I would suggest don't exist anymore. Hey, Cosgrove Hall, you'd be great at this. Yeah, I know we would. And so on. No, I would have liked Hit. Oh, did I ever tell you the story about Bob the Builder? Bear with. I'll review the War Doctor Rises Fallen Heroes in a minute. Trust me, that's a great review, but just indulge me for a moment, will you? A long time ago, in what could only be described as another life, there were two run-ins with Doctor Who. One, I was working at Cosgrove Hall in Manchester, and I got to go upstairs to pass on a phone message to someone. And they went, "Oh yeah, we're just looking at the new Doctor Who. Oh, don't tell anyone." And they were working on an animated Doctor Who. And that was in the roof, the attic, the triangular part in the roof. And there were some gorgeous animation cells there. Yeah, physical, actual animation cells. It was one of those big secrets, but that's beside the point. The other time, and this is the story that's more to do with me, I was working as a prop builder on the TV series Bob the Builder. Forgive me if I've already told you this story. I don't have that many stories to share. And as a prop builder, I was told to build some of the little things inside Bob the Builder's toolbox. Now, John, the bloke who was in charge of the animation prop department, was on his lunch. So I built Tom Baker's sonic screwdriver and popped it inside Bob the Builder's toolkit. It just looks a bit like a pressure gauge, something like that, but me and John knew what it was. And it's in there. And if you buy the Bob the Builder, this is the original Bob the Builder, not the CGI nonsense that they brought to us later. This is the original proper Neil Morrissey voice. You can see, if you buy the sticker book, you can see inside the toolkit, and on top of the toolkit is the sonic screwdriver, and you can see it for all the world to see. So there is an animated Time Lord-ish out there. Anyway, that's not what it's important. My first thoughts were, there should be an introduction, possibly even live action, filmed by the current live action Doctor. This one would be interchangeable and swappable out for whichever new current Doctor was, treading the boards at that point. And it would start off something like, "Did I ever tell you about the time when I was younger, when..." And then you go straight into the story. Yeah? And the stories consist of, what did they say, 52 episodes? Oh my God, that would be so good. If you're doing 52 episodes, you're going to have to delve into the history of Doctor Who. Imagine an animated K9. That's going to be so good. Tom's still available. Hell, you just get Big Finish to record all of the audio while the Doctors are already in studio. The soundtracks already exist. Well, they don't already exist, but the setup is already there to hire the actors to play the parts. You've got, 14, 15 different people who can do all the voices and can appear in them. You hire the actual proper actors. They're all very good. Oh my God, Sophie's brilliant at animated voices, and so would Sylvester. And David Tennant's done more than his fair share. You can do all of that. Have multiple different doctors, because this way it would act as a gateway drug into the main show. So I actually have very high hopes for this, because let's face it, I have a degree in animation, masters in media production, and I know this sort of thing. Animation writing is good. And if you want a more adult show, then you can get somebody else in to do that as a separate run. Look, let's face it, Sarah Jane Smith was aimed more at kids. I know that was more your CBBC rather than your CBeebies, but you get what I mean. The Octonauts is the most educational of all programmes. Everyone likes that sort of thing. If you can get the same team to do that. Oh, and here's the thing that everyone seems to be forgetting. The biggest animation manufacturer in the whole of Europe is Wales. Welsh TV is working in parallel and conjunction with so many animation companies out there, because they want to provide promotion for animated Welsh content. Yeah? Now obviously all you do is change the voiceovers, and that's fine. So you could have an actual Welsh, possibly a spin-off company from Bad Wolf if they're looking to create an actual other company. Bad Cub, Good Cub. Good Cub Animation. There you are. I've named your company. I've got your audio signed up. Hell, I am available to be a producer if you want me to do this and see the broader picture. That's the setup. So, enough of that nonsense. Because let's face it, they're the dreams of people like me, the post-animators who now work in the bloody NHS, right? People with dreams that are no longer options. Shall we discuss Fallen Heroes? I think so. So, I'm watching Doctor Who on TV, and you know my feelings. I wasn't particularly enjoying it. But while it's on, I start listening to some more Big Finish, and boy, oh boy, do they give me hope. You also know from experience and from listening to my other podcasts how much I absolutely think John Carley's War Doctor is just great. Been a cheerleader from the beginning, and these stories just go from strength to strength. Let's face it, Jonathan Carley had a masterclass from Louise James at the beginning, and those lessons in acting have definitely paid off 1,000-fold. This is not just another funny voice performance, yeah? This is an actual, honest-to-goodness doctor. So, what have we got here? Here we've got something that isn't even a jumping-on point. It is a separate unit completely from the rest of the run. Just like all of the other War Doctor stories, you can pick up any one and experience a gorgeous thing, because there's no continuing characters apart from the Doctor. Alright, there's the odd Time Lord that appears and helps out, but that's not what's important. What is important is that here we've got a 3-disc boxed set. You've got Chapter 1, Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. But you'll need the bigger story, because let's face it, this is as close to anything that Big Finish becomes to doing Twin Peaks, or not even Wild Palms, or that other thing where the guy woke up and it was like The Village. Oh, there's a lot of Prisoner-esque feel to this. But it's also an absolute nod and a note of love going out to anyone who loved the original unit, Third Doctor period. Episode 1 is a mystery, Episode 2 is a deepened mystery, and Episode 3 sews everything up so perfectly it's unbelievable. Written by Alfie Shaw, who absolutely knows his arse from his elbow on this. You know what? It's just great. It is an absolute mystery. Let's look at in the backwater planet of Falk, not named after Peter Falk at all, the mayor of the small town of Oakview has been murdered. 2 investigators are sent in to catch the killer, but unbeknownst to everyone on Falk, they've just been caught up in a war beyond their imagination, a war that will change Falk forever. The Galactic Investigation Bureau agents Smith and Tickson have been dispatched to the remote coastal town of Oakview to investigate a bizarre murder. Who killed the mayor? And why did they draw a clock around his body? I know that everyone's going to be comparing it to Twin Peaks, and arguably you can do that because, when they say the owls are not what they seem in this, trust me, things are absolutely not what they seem and absolutely what they seem. Yes, the main investigator does sound a hell of a lot like the War Doctor. And his companion sounds a hell of a lot like Liz Shaw. Yeah, because they've cast it. But you're listening to this and you're going, oh, they've just given, her and him and him and her and him, who you've heard in other Big Finishers, just another role in this. Oh, he sounds a lot like Harry. He sounds a lot like Harry. But that line is... And then you start piecing things together. And trust me, this mystery is beautifully told and beautifully sold to you as an audience. It's completely engaging. You've got the mystery of who did the actual murder, what's actually going on, and what's going on a meta level beyond all that. And it's all sewn up perfectly. An absolute gem of an audio, something that will give you heart and hope, and it will remind you of what you love of Doctor Who, and there is more characterisation and heartfelt loveliness here than you got in any of the live-action Doctor Who of late. I'll let you hear the trailer, decide for yourself as always, but until next time. Oh, I just need to say, Big Finish Day. It's this week. It's this Saturday coming. I'll be the one wearing the Tin Dog Podcast t-shirt, obviously. Come over and talk to me. I'll be there by myself. And I'll see you all very soon. Say hello. Feel free to please say hello. And I'll probably interview you about why you love Big Finish so much. Or not, depends. Just say hi. Right, until next time, be seeing you.
Welcome to the Galactic Investigations Bureau. During your time at the GIB, you'll investigate serial killers, mobsters, and a sea's worth of dead fish.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The War Doctor Rises, Fallen Heroes.
Yes, we're the GIB agents. Wyatt Smith. And this is my partner, Louisa Tickson.
It's our first time on Falk.
Oakview Beach. You see anyone to park?
At any point during training, did you imagine you'd have to investigate something like this?
Deceased has been identified by his wife as the local mayor, Mortimer Stewart. Heads up, said wife is also the sheriff.
The deceased has been positioned to act as the hands of an analog clock face.
I am meant to be the law in Oakview, and someone in my town, under my protection, kills my husband?
The rest of the clock face has been made up with dead fish.
Everyone embraced the blasphemy of no time.
Again, the body indicates a time of 7:10.
However much you dig, whatever progress you think you're making, you'll never work it out.
You freed him from divinity.
Look at all this. Imagine hating time so much you scratch the dates off everyone's graves.
I will always know more than you.
You sure you've never been here before?
The town at war with time? Pretty sure I'd remember.
Powers that can alter time and space.
Don't. Well, the guy who did it, he was this doctor from Gallifrey, and apparently he looked a little like you.
How did the Doctor die?
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Let me out of here.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. All topics discussed are the intellectual property of the copyright owners. No infringement is intended. Why not follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. If you've enjoyed this podcast on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.